Good morning, everybody. We have those worksheets from last class on Bamidbar Yud Aleph, Chaf Daled to Chaf Tet. Please have them out on your desk now, and we're going to start taking it up. But today's lesson is about Rashi's sources, something that we've talked about in the past, and how Rashi looks in different places and had access to different sources in writing his commentary. So one of the things we're going to discuss is how he uses these sources to develop his commentary, and we're also going to be looking up some of those sources in the original form, okay? Which we did last year in the library as well, if you remember. Okay, so the one that I wanted to talk about today is V'yitnabu v'lo yasafu. So turn to page 2. You have that Rashi there, and you've answered some questions on it already. Okay, so Anna, do you want to tell me, read question number 1, please?
What are the two opposing opinions in Rashi of the meaning of Lo
Yasafu, okay? So they prophesied, but they did not Yasafu. What do you have?
That they prophesied on that day only.
Okay.
Or that their powers remained.
Good. Okay, question number 2. Okay, question number 2 asks us, who are the different commentators, the sources that Rashi uses for each? Harrison?
Sifrei Velokecha and the Targum.
Good. Okay, so we have here Sifri saying that they prophesied on that day only, and we have the Targum saying they did not cease or they did not stop, meaning that their prophetic powers remained. So we have 2 answers and 2 sources. We have Targum and we have Sifri. Where do we find the Sifri? What is Sifri and where do we find it? We talked about this last year. We looked at it in the library. Do you remember? Sifri is, yeah?
The Midrash?
Good. Sifri is a Midrash. Where do we find it?
In the library.
In the library. Today we brought the library to us. Okay, for the purposes of this lesson, we brought some of the library here, but last year we went to the library, and we're going to go to the library a few more times this year, but today we brought the library to us to look up the Sifri. Where do we find the Targum? So the Sifri says that they did not continue. Yasafu, coming from the word lehosif. What does lehosif mean? Yes?
To add.
Good, to add. Where do we have that word this year already? We had it was on your test. Yeah? Asaf Suf, right? The joiners. Excellent. The Targum, though, says that the word Yasafu comes from the word Sof, which means end or stop. So you take that same root, Yasafu, and it either means, said it before, add or to stop. So what does this mean practically? 2 meanings, 1 word. V'lo yasafu either means sof, they never stopped giving prophecy, or v'lo yasafu lahosif, they never added, they never continued. So what happened to these Zikanim after their initial prophecy? What are the 2 options?
That they never stopped or they never continued.
Excellent. 2 extreme opposites. Okay, so that is the example that we have studied. We've already seen a few different places this year where Rashi quotes from different sources, and the sources lend different meanings. And now what we're going to do is we're going to work on further developing this. And the way we're going to do it is I'm going to divide you up into a few different groupings. You're going to all take from that desk a Chavruta booklet, and you're going to work with your Chavruta. Your Chavruta is the person that shares a box with you. So it's on the smartboard now. There's one on wall in area 4, and there's also one that's on the board. Okay? If you don't remember the groupings, as I tell it to you now, you can just go check it on your way. So this is how we're going to do it. You're going to work with your Chavruta. That's the person who's inside your box. Okay? If you are in A you're going to go over there to area A. If you're in B, you're going to work over there in area B, and if you're C, you're going to work in area C. I am going to come over to group A and do some teaching of that group. We're going to do the library skills with the books that we've taken from the library. And then group B and group C are going to work on their Chavruta assignment, okay, which is looking at other examples of where Rashi quotes from two sources getting two different meanings. So that's what the other groups are going to be doing. When I'm finished with group A, I'm going to move over to group B, and then I'm going to go over to group C. So there's two important things you have to keep in mind. First of all, where do you go as soon as I finish telling you what to do? Where do you go? Yes?
To our letters.
You go to your letter. Who are you working with? Yes?
Chavruta.
Your Chavruta. Okay, what are you doing if I'm working with a different group, not your group? Yeah?
You're doing the Chavruta work?
Good. Now let's talk about what happens when you finish your Chavruta work and you have nothing to do. What are you working on when you finish your Chavruta work and you have nothing to do, guys? Harrison?
Our portfolio assignment?
Good. You're working on your portfolio assignment. And what do you do? Now let's just talk about this. So that's today's activities, working in 3 groups. I'm going to work with A, B, and then C in that order. Sit in the section of the room marked with your letter. Today we're going to be using Zekanim project, right? I can't do it alone. I'm only one person. What do you guys do if you have a question? If you have a concern, if you're not sure what to do, you ask somebody from the correct group of Zekanim. So we also have rows. You'll notice that you were placed in either row 1, row 2, or row 3. Row 1 is art and creative. Row 2 is tech team. And row 3 is Hebrew pronunciation and content questions. So do not go to 1, 2, or 3. You're going to A, B, or C. Okay? But if you have a question, you ask a person from the list. And again, the list is posted where?
In area 4.
Area 4 or
Whiteboard.
on the board. And it also tells you the other instructions about the day's activities. Okay? So on the count of 3, I'm going to dismiss you to take a Chavruta booklet from the desk in front of David's desk and to go into your designated sections. 1, 2, 3. Go.
I don't want to know, I thought.
Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about what just happened, okay? Rashi, when he writes his commentary, what does he do? Very often. Okay, he cites different sources. What are some of the sources that he uses? There's a what? And?
I can't remember the size.
Okay, he quoted Targum, but he also sometimes quotes other places in Tanach. Okay, so in the example that we gave today, Rashi quoted from which 2 places? Do you remember? Sifri and Targum. Okay? And he was able to give 2 very different meanings to the same word. So they prophesied, but they did not yasafu. What were the 2 different meanings?
Did we just go over this?
Good. Okay? What was the root of the word yasafu that allowed him to do that? What could yasafu mean? Remember?
No, just
Okay.
Comes from isn't that multiplied?
Okay, like the word asaf good, which means lahosif, which means to add. Okay? To add. And the other option is
I think it was so.
good. Good. Sof, which means stop. So either they didn't continue or they didn't stop. Okay? So for the library skills,
Yeah, you're right.
what we're going to do is we're going to look for a suf that Rashi quotes. Because the other thing he quotes is other places in Tanakh.
In the desert, well, no, in the Torah it says that they had me in the desert. And like the claim wasn't, who will feed us with this?
Who will give us?
Yeah.
They didn't want
Whether we don't have any, who will give us.
Basically,
So what was Rashi's proof that they actually had Jesus? How did he prove it?
That they brought.
We've got Joshua 1:4, Targum Onkelos, and the Mahilka, which is from the Midrash. Then Targum Onkelos and the Mahilka.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So they obviously had it, okay?
And then how the different meanings change the meaning
Now,
of
so we're actually going to do the following.
the first like translation is arm, which indicates that the Jews were powerful and strong when they left Egypt. But then the second meaning is like fifth, only
Okay, so I want you guys to actually write it down right now. Write down and spell it. Who will feed us in? So we need to write it down.
Literally, because something was not trust.
Okay, that's in that line over there.
Oh, like a spade.
Yeah, in that line, that's A. Okay, so Sakala, I want you to write the actual words down, okay? Excellent. Okay, now the next thing that we're gonna do on this exercise is we're going to actually locate that page in a Tanach. Okay, so what is that page? What is it?
Oh, it's
The one that he cites, or it's
Yeah.
oh, that would be Exodus. So Shlomo.
Okay, can you find it in there? Okay, next one we should all have, you guys have a laptop, you can look it up on?
Yeah.
Did you find it? Can you look it up on your, about the Lord? Okay, so I'm gonna leave you to that. That was not what the other groups. Alright, I'm going How about you guys? Getting it?
This is just
What? Yeah, that's the Alright, what's going on over here?
We're on the second page.
Okay, let's check for your first answer. Excellent.
No, you.
You guys all look
We all,
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so have you found it?
I'm basically.
You found it? Okay, wanna read it out loud?
The lead one?
Yeah.
Actual quote.
Yeah, read the actual quote that he's quoting. Read the quote.
But the multitude among them being now strong Korea.
No, you're reading our text.
Oh, yeah.
Or you have to read the Rashi that Rashi quotes.
Oh, really? Do you want me to read the Rashi below, but the multitude?
No, so I want you to read the pasuk that Rashi quotes. In other words, we're
Exodus
reading.
12:38.
Okay, have you found it? Okay, read it out loud. In English, yeah. Do you understand what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, a mixed multitude went up with them, and flock and cattle, very much livestock.
Okay, so that's the text. Okay, so you're looking at Exodus 12:38, and that's what you need to write in line number 2. Okay, that's what goes in line number 2.
Can we just cite the passage or they're on the right?
You're gonna have to write it. And for that, when you cite the passage and you write it, then you actually have the information handy.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Why don't you say it out loud?
Also, a mixed multitude
All water damage.
went up with them.
You're writing it right. Okay, You want to also write in 12, 38, because you want to know what the reference was.
And flock and cattle. Very much livestock.
Okay, excellent. Great. Okay, class, thank you very much for that. And the bell's about to go in a minute. Please bring back all these